Yeah. Esto es breve, ya tus pasos se acercan. Tú me debes una noche con maldad. Yo soy preso de esos besos y tu piel. Yo sé que eso se repite otra vez. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Más por DM me escribiste antes de llegar al hotel. Me conoces, no soy de eso. Yo te hago completico el proceso y empiezo a tocarte. Yo soy tu vicio, espero que no te asombre. También puedo besarte, ser loco y romántico a la vez. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Mi Pikachu, pues yo te elijo, siempre apunto a lo fijo. Por eso estoy contigo y porque la pasamos genial. Es un castigo, es solo que conmigo encontraste tu abrigo y por ahí encontraste algo más. Tú lo sabes, no nos desviemos del caso, solo tú y yo, mujer. Tú eres perfecta, tú eres mi caro y yo puedo ser tu nena. Sé que tú quieres más de eso, flaca, tírame ese hueso que él no te dio, lo que te di. Y no solo hablo del sexo, lo que yo te di. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir.
Aquel día el instinto nos decía que esa noche juntico no quería, que las ganas, bebé, nos ganaría, pero no fue así. Vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos a jugar. Ella sabe que quiero a mi mamacita. Ella también quiere que seamos felices. Ella, la que se apresura a la vueltica. Ella es sin timidez. Como la ves, no le importa dónde y cuándo. Pero nada no es, yo no soy el que la mando. Nunca lo seré, su carácter no es de niña, que la puede controlar cualquiera. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente. Y verás, y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente. Vamos lento y verás, vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos. Yo
nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dream. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move.
Hey, Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up. Look, straight from the mud like Ruby. Straight to the stage, they love me. I understand they hungry, but please don't hate, that's ugly. I've been sliding, shaking, moving. I've been popping in my city. Shawty say she love the way we do it with me. I be too turned up to ever give a fuck. I ain't come to argue, let a nigga fuck. They been talking pennies, I need bigger bucks. About to catch a flight, I need to switch it up. Got that black boy joy, might do my dance on him. Take no disrespect, might put my hands on him. Hit this chicken, now she wanna marry me. But she gon' need some closure and some therapy. Came back to the city with my bank account on F. Giving rappers hell, I know they happy that I left. Hit the south in winter, I just put down my deposit. 82 degrees, I left that jacket in my closet. Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up. Hey, look, came in with the what's that? Left out with the who she. Laying game like 2D, I been kicking shit like Bruce Lee. Margarita to the brim tip, black denim need a slim fit. Same people that I flex with be the ones that I'm in the gym with. I'm a living legend, you a dead cause, and I'm dead ass. No, I'm dead, right? Leaving early, but I'm here night. Long and short to keep the head right. Teed up out in Malibu, got sand all in my good shoes. Press a nigga with the pessimism, but I only came for the good news. I am the show that they came for, hitting the target I aim for. We been discussing the contract, just telling they get what they paid for. I am not fucking with poverty, really it started to bother me. I need the yacht with the property, they come with the view that you gotta see. Came up from the basement, hit the rooftop with a passion. Bad bitch with some good credit and a good sense for the fashion. Dope blowing with the left hand, ass gripping with the right hand. Uber share to the airport, I'ma hit you back when my flight land. I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember.
What's going on? What's going on? Come on.
Yes. I cannot say what's wrong or right. No.
Welcome back.
It's not hard to fool me.
Woo!
No. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good.
What up, Ike?
Yes.
I told you I was gonna get a copyright strike, a copyright claim for that. I need to get that permission from Ike to play that song so the video can come out private. Ike, what up?
I follow to the edge of it all.
Yeah. 4, 3, 2, 1. Just
Tell you good night.
hey, hey, hey.
'Cause I'll find no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. Nothing can stop me.
Get those likes up. The brother said it.
'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. We'll be ahead.
All right. 39-year-old male from Toronto. Brenda Tucker in the house. 50-year-old man from Hampton. 29-year-old female from New Jersey. Get him up, 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 come on. Big Ike came through. Bonus show, bonus money, guess, get it. Oh yeah. Bye-bye. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to your favorite nighttime show here on the YouTube streets. We just gonna call it late night. The late night get right. I don't know what we're gonna name it. But I've always been partial to the circle. Call it the circle. Because this is where things come full circle. Let me get this tie straight, man. Get the tie all crooked. All right, so here's what's going on today. Moderators, we're gonna have people come over. There'll be people who are first time, new time. We're gonna stay on task. My thing is this, guys. We're gonna try to keep the show to about 90 minutes. That's including with the calls. So we don't take up everybody's day and night. But here's the thing. Here's what I need from you guys. I need you guys to make sure that you keep the likes up to over 50%. The engagement level needs to stay up so we don't have to take intermissions. We don't have to take breaks and things like that. That's where the show tends to get off base or off track when I look down and the likes are not over 50%. 1,200 people watching. And we need to get, we need to have at least 675 likes in there. So we're like 125 down. So if you haven't hit the like button, here's your chance. Here's your chance. Here's your chance. Here's your chance. So, all right. You see the title of the show. Most women will have to work after marriage, ... Why is that important? Why is that relevant? Why should you care? Well, you should care if you're a woman. Because if you've been watching my show for any length of time, but hold on, we got to acknowledge Ike. Ike came through, setting it off right with the $200 donation, and I played the song yesterday for Ike. Ike, I need to get written permission from you so I can actually play that song and avoid YouTube's copyright. I put in that I had permission, but I actually needed it in writing just to make sure we cross the T's and dot the I's and do things in a business way. It says the copyright is owned by like CD Baby. I don't know who that is. But anyway, shout out to Ike.
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will not.
So here's what we're going to do. All right. Here's what we're going to do. All right. The video for High Value will be dropping. It was supposed to drop this morning, but the edits are kind of screwy. And if you're anything like me, Ike, any of the guys over here, I'm a perfectionist. I believe in excellence, and I don't want to drop anything that's not good because I'm representing you guys. But here's what I want to stop. What are you talking about? Stop playing the song. What are you doing, dude? If I play the reggae song tonight, you're gone. No, I'll tell you right now. Let me tell you right now, you're gone already. Bye. Don't tell me what to play. You're gone now. Anybody else? Anybody else have anything to say about what I decide to play on my show? and supporting other men, other black men in their professions and their passions. If that's something you can't deal with, Keith, go away. I don't know you and I won't miss you. So here's what I want to talk to. I want to talk to the ladies tonight. I want to talk. Yeah, Ike got his own song. Yep. Yep. And here's what I want to do. I want to talk to the ladies tonight because it's become painfully aware and obvious to me that one, there are a lot of decent sisters out there, a lot of women out there who, for we can't. 80% of us are born out of wedlock. That's how it is in black America. You can't help what you were born into. All you can do as an adult is make decisions. So here we find it between the ages of 18 and 30. So many women are saying, look, I want to get married. I think anybody who's watched my channel for any length of time will say, hey man, I am surprised to hear how many women, high school to masters, PhDs not in particular, high schools to masters, who are saying they want to get married, right? But here's the question. They want to get married, but the thing is, to who? To who? To who and what? And when you ask most women, do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant? The answer comes back almost 99. Out of the hundreds of women I've talked to, only 3 women have said they don't want to have to work after pregnancy. 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, ladies, that's problematic because right now in the United States of America, 72% of all mothers have to work full or part-time. That's just the stat. Here's some other stats. The divorce rate in the lower class, lower economic class is 70%. The divorce rate in the upper middle class is 20%. And if you don't want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant, that means you need to marry a man that can afford to pay 100% of the bills from day one. If you want 3 kids, I've already said it. That means you're looking for guys who are making at least $10,000 a month, in their late 20s or 30s, and guys who have the earning and economic potential to make $300,000 plus. See, here's what a lot of women are saying. Hey, Kevin, it's not that I don't want to work. It's that I don't want to necessarily work outside of the home. A lot of women will say, I would not mind working, but that's working for my husband's company or inside the home. That's fine. But look, only 20 to 30% of the population is entrepreneur. So that means only 20 to 30% have a business that could possibly employ a wife. And the business has to grow before they can pull a wife on as staff. What's more likely is a woman is going to have to work from home. And here's the thing. If you're a woman, let's talk about it. How can you be a woman and be married to a high value man and not have to work? Understand something. That's less than 10% of women. I started to put in the comment section, 95% of women will have to work. But I didn't want to be. Then I thought about it. I was like, well, maybe 90. And that's closer to the truth. 90% of women are going to have to work. So if you don't want to work, I'm sorry. Someone should have sat you down at 10 years old and told you you need to be getting yourself honed and groomed to get to land that high value husband between the ages of 18 and 22. But if you're over 22 years old, here's where it is. You're going to have to work. Like the young lady I spoke to last night who was 24 years old, daddy's girl, as weird as she sounded, she actually has a better chance of finding a high value man and becoming his wife because she's still living at home with daddy and hasn't worked. How do we fix this? Well, first, you got to ask yourself a question. You got to ask yourself a serious question. Look in the description of the video. I said, yes, most women will have to work most women will have to work after marriage, ... Yes, even after having children. 9 out of 10 American women will still have to work. That's just the world we're in. 9 out of 10 of you are going to have to work. Unless you're one of the 1 out of 10 that can marry a high value man. However, most high value men's wives don't have to work. And those that choose to work differently. The question is, would most women rather stay single if they have to work after marriage? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. If you're not in that 10% of women who can marry a top 10% man, if you're 9 out of 10 women, I got to ask you a question. Would you rather stay single if you know you're one of the 9 out of 10 women that's going to have to work after marriage? Would you rather be single? Ladies, honestly, answer the question in the chat room. If you know that, hey, I'm an adjustable 6. My body is a solid 7. I'm cute and I'm in shape, but I'm nowhere close to being pretty gorgeous or pretty beautiful or gorgeous. I'm not that. You're cute and you're in shape. You're 5'4", 125 pounds, and you're an adjustable 6. I got news for you. That means you're in the 9 out of 10 that's going to have to work. Be honest with yourself. I want to talk to the women who are saying, you know what? If I got to work, I might as well stay single. Because a lot of women feel that way. And the question is, okay, let's talk about it. I want to talk to those women. Then I also want to talk to the women who say, wait a minute, hold on, Godfather, I hear you, but my body's an 8, 9, or a 10, and I'm a solid adjustable 6, 8, or 9. I look like I look the part. If I went out in LA, if I went out in New York City or Miami, I can catch or pull the highest value men's attention. I look the part and my body is the part. You're in that 10%. Well, let's talk to you. If you're in that 10%, then it's extremely competitive. But understand something. High value men move different than other guys. Why? High value men don't want I can't say definitively. Most high value men don't want their wives to work. Why? High value men take pride in not having their wives working. As a matter of fact, it is the badge of honor for a high value man to have a wife that does not have to work. If your wife is working, it lowers you on the high value status unless other men in the group understand that she's working with your permission. How about that? With your permission. That's really what it comes down to. Let's not cut the cross. High value men don't want their wives to have to work. It's a badge of honor to leave the house in the morning. Your wife is at home. And guys work to put their wives in this position because high value men are competitive at everything and they keep score. You are a higher value man if your wife does not have to work. This is not new news. But in order to be in that category, you have to be fit, feminine, friendly, and to start with, among other things. Now, To some women, they say, I want to be in that category. Well, good. If you want to be in that category, then you need to then you should already be then you should have done the 5 things I talk about. You should have defined your lifestyle, the kind of man you want to marry, the kind of lifestyle you want to live. You should have done the second part. Critically scrutinized yourself from head to toe, butt naked, from head to toe, inside and out. Number 3, you should have already started working and spending substantial money to invest in leveling up, personal development, self-improvement. Not watching Anna Bay, not watching videos. No, going in your purse and paying. Getting a second job to afford to pay, because you got to float in these kind of environments, you got to buy your way in too, ladies. You may look the part, but there are women who were born into it. Number 4, you got to educate yourself about who these high value men are, what they want from their wives, and you got to become like the things that they want, and then you got to take action. That's a different caliber of woman. And the thing is, these are the women who get that high value lifestyle. These are the women who have the ability to have children. They can choose to stay at home and educate their children themselves. They can put their kids in a high-end public school, even a private school. We're talking about women who can afford to have a nanny, someone come in, clean house. There's a lot of things that go with a high-value lifestyle, but it requires a woman who is good. You're not going to sit around and eat bonbons. You're going to be working as hard at keeping that lifestyle going for your husband as he is maintaining it, because his home, he is evaluated by other men on the tranquility of his home life and how it looks. Yeah, high value men want the picture. They want the picture that sits up on their desk. That's the wife and the 4 kids and the dog. That's the picture. All in those silly sweaters. Hi, welcome to High Value from the Johnsons. That's the picture. Thing is, if you want that lifestyle, cool. Let's talk about that as well. But the reality is, 9 out of 10 of you ain't going to have nowhere close to that. And if you know this is what you want, and you know, and I'm telling you, you're in the 9 out of 10 that are not going to get it. The women who get it are 27 and under. You don't get this lifestyle. Actually, it's usually 25 and under. The women, let me just be honest. The women who get this lifestyle are 25 and under. You don't get this lifestyle over age 25. You got between 18 and 25 to land this man. And from 27 to 30, and then from 26 to 30, every year you stay unmarried, that's $50,000 less. You can knock 50 grand off a man's income. By the time you turn 30, if you can get a man making $100,000 a year, you're doing something. I didn't make the rules, ladies. I didn't make the rules. Just like I didn't make the high value rules for men, I didn't make the rules for women. So let's talk about it. What do you want? And see, there are plenty of women that are sitting down saying that, well, if I got to work after, what's the point of, I can hear some women, what's the point in getting married if I still have to work after getting married? I still got to work after having kids? I hear this coming from women, especially from black women. Black women say this more than any other group of women. If I gotta work, I might as well stay single. Oh, really? Oh, really? So what women who fall into this category is saying, that if I can't not work and sit at home, then being married to a man has no value. Oh, all right, I accept. But then that's on you to make sure you're the hottest thing going. What's going on, Antoine Wade? If you ever need to become. For sure, man. We're gonna start this first generational high value men thing. That is going to start in earnest in September. A lot of you guys, a lot of you men and women, we first generation high value. And see, that's where I'm going to say, you can't determine who you were born into. Your mother could have been a crackhead. Your daddy could have not been in your life. Doesn't matter. You still get to choose. And you can decide to make yourself first generation, whatever. First generation high value is a path that men can definitely make if they choose to do the work, and that women can actually solo and follow. So let's get into it. We don't even have the likes up. We got to get the likes up, man. You want to call in? Why do you want to call in? You want to call in? We got to get the likes up. Do me a favor. We don't have the likes over the point. So you know what means what that happens. You know what happens? We don't have the likes up. Give me my likes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. We don't even have. Give me my likes. Give me my likes. Come on. Get them up, get them up, get them up, get them up. Come on. $100 more, we there. All right, so we got ladies saying they want to call in. I get why you want to call in, because here's the question. If you are 18 to 22, you can still look up and find this high value man. If you're fit, feminine, friendly, and beautiful, pretty beautiful or gorgeous. See, the fact of the matter is, if you want to have a 10% man, you got to be in the top 20% of women. You can't be sitting around talking about, oh, I'm 170 pounds and I'm working on getting in shape. No. 170 pounds, that means you are going to be the 9 out of 10 women who have to work. This is not a negotiable. And see, I want to talk to you women who think that you should, or you can still get a high value man if you're over age 25, if you're overweight, overeducated, over earning. How you plan on pulling it off? Or if you're those women that like, forget it, I'm making $70,000 a year and I'm 27 years old. I'm good. Oh, see, a lot of you ladies who fit that category of you making over 50 but less than 100, you think it's good, but you don't realize at 40, it's all going to come crashing down as a woman. Especially if you're in your late 20s, early 30s.
Danger zone!
You don't seem to realize it's going to all come crashing down at age 36 to 40. The party's over. You're sitting there in the movie and the credits are rolling, but you have sat there and watched too many Marvel movies and you're used to a last teaser playing like, oh, well, I know how this Marvel movie's over in the credits, but there's always normally a lead into the next movie. But no. This is Endgame. This is Endgame. There is nothing at the end. Over 36, there is nothing at the end. There's no high value man. You are lucky to get a man, period. Not high value. You are lucky at age 36 plus to get any man. And this is what's twisting a lot of women up. You thought or been led to believe that after age 30 you can still date like you did in your teens and 20s. Wrong. The high value men that are single don't want you. See, I've taken informal polls of hundreds of men. In my group, over 160 respondents, only 3 guys said they didn't want to be married. 157 of the men in the group said, oh yeah, I want to be married most guys want to be married in under 2 years. Most guys want to be married in under 12 months. 150 some odd black men, and that was a month ago. So let me dispel the rumor that men don't want to marry, and black men in particular. Oh, they do. When I asked the average man, straight up, non-disclosure, no one ever heard from me. Will you ever marry? Do you ever want to get married? I've only had 3 men definitively say, I don't want to get married. And one of them, you already know, he's a confirmed bachelor. That means that even today, in this climate, in this environment, men still say, yes, I want to get married. The question is finding the right woman. So if women control the access to sex, and men control the access to marriage and relationship, the question is, how do you become one of the men these guys pick? Let's get into it, because like I say, I love to hear these women who think they don't have to work. I ain't gonna work. I don't want to have to work. Oh, you gonna have to work. High value men definitely do marriage. Marriage is part of the code for most high value men, because most high value men aren't going to own their own business. If 20 to 30% of men, 20 to 30% of men are entrepreneurs, in the high value category, even if you split it and said 60% of high value men work for corporate America and 40% work for themselves, have their own business. Most of these men, 8 out of 10, want a wife. It is just not in a man. You guys are, let's get into it. So now the question becomes, why don't you have one? Andre Hatchett. See, now we've dispelled the myth, Andre Hatchett. We've dispelled the myth that high value men don't exist, or they don't want to get married, or they don't want kids. No, they want to get married, they want kids, they want all that, and they're willing to pay the cost to be the boss. They want their wives to have all the high value lifestyles because it makes him look better as a high value man if his wife doesn't work. The question is, why can't you seem to find one? Ladies, why can't you find one? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Money work.
What's wrong with him?
El mundo quiere dinero.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te la ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón, porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. Yeah. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. De corazón.
Leia, get on the phone.
La plata no te hace ser feliz.
Look at this bull crap.
De corazón, yeah. Tratando de hacer ser feliz.
Oh, we gonna have one
Money
tonight.
work. El mundo quiere dinero.
It's foolish.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Money work. Money work. Money work. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunes.
I'm not coming for you, but you got to justify this. See, thank you for being honest. I'm not coming for you, but I'm going to highlight it. The young lady says, I feel women shouldn't have to work, especially if they want to be a great mother. It's just my opinion. Okay, Leah, I'm not coming for you, but see, here's my thing. How old are you? How old are you? Because if that's how you feel, that's fine. How old are you? Somebody highlight, Leah, let me know how old you are. Lady, you just jumped out of the thing. How old are you? I don't mind what she thinks. I just need to know. See, the problem is most women feel like Leah does, but the fact of the matter is most women are too old. You've aged past the not stay-at-home mother. If that's how you feel, then you should have went to college. If you went to college, you should have went to college to find a man, and you should be married before you leave college, or at least engaged. You should be married by 22. And 23 and 24, you and your husband enjoying yours, having your first kid by 25. See, but you can't feel that way in your mid-20s. It doesn't matter. You're too old. I'm just bottom line. You're too old to feel that way. You've got too many dates, too many men, too much debt, too many pounds. You have to often have too many's. So I understand what you're saying, Leah, but the problem is that's a young woman's position. You can feel that way, but it doesn't work if you're too old. So what a lot of women do is they don't approach their early 20s with a sense of urgency with their hair on fire. They think they have time. You're not trying to consolidate on the highest value man you can get and leave. You should have been married by age 22. Whatever man you got at 22, that's who you marry. Well, he's just an accountant. I'll wait for the doctor. All right, but is the doctor trying to marry you? Is the lawyer trying to marry you? No, well, most of you make a mistake and you get out of college without a husband. Or let me back it up. You get out of college without a fiance, a bona fide fiance, a fiance that dropped to one knee in public and proposed to you with a ring of significant heritage in front of people. He asked for your father's permission. And if your father's dead, he at least asked for your grandfather, your mother, somebody's permission. And then from that point on, you guys started planning a wedding. It's not just this engagement with this nebulous wedding date. No. He proposed to you on March 1st, and you guys are getting married in June. Small wedding, whatever you can afford, and you're going on down. No 2-year engagements. No. See, that's the problem. Many of you feel like you should get this, and you're too old. I don't see Leah's answer. Leah never seemed to answer. 25 is not old. It is for marriage. See, ladies, I need you to pay attention to when, if any of the ladies are going to contradict anything that a man in there is saying, understand something. What they say doesn't matter because they're not marrying you. 27 is old for the marriage market. for the kind of weddings you guys are talking about. See, I know that there are people coming, well, wait a minute. A lot of wedding planners will say, no. We're talking about these high value weddings. High value brides are young. They have low miles, empty wombs. Low miles, empty wombs. What does that mean? That means they ain't been with a lot of men, and they don't have no kids, and they don't have tattoos and a bunch of baggage and a bunch of weight and a bunch of attitude. We're getting there tonight. This is why so many of you can't get a husband. Because you don't know what it takes. So you become one of these 9 out of 10 women who are going to have to work, and you feel as though it's not right. It's not fair. I feel as though the man I'm marrying, I'm just settling. I'm just settling for this guy who's making $75,000, $80,000 a year. And that's good money. But we need my 40 to live a $120,000 life versus no, you have tried to find a way to make him work more. Go make 100 and some odd, and you don't want to do your part. You don't, I get it. I hear you. But you couldn't get a guy that was up there. So the question is, if you can't get a guy up there, you're not settling. You need to go ahead and show yourself, Maria. Start your camera. You don't have to get on YouTube. Nope. Maria, you're not going to, if you don't get on the camera, you won't be seen. Same for you. I don't know who JJ is, so. Maria, you have 30 seconds to start your camera or you will sit there. Nope. I will drop you back to put in waiting room. Put in waiting room. Let me go ahead and admit. I will give you guys a chance. Start your camera or you won't or you cannot enter. There we go. No, Leah. Okay, see, the question is, Leah, you haven't answered the question. You haven't answered the question. I'm not trying to roast you. But you got to understand, if you want a life to where you don't have to work, you got to marry a man who can afford to pay those bills. These men don't want they don't want women in their late 20s and 30s. That's not what they want. So what I don't understand is why women like you, Leah, can't understand that. And you don't understand that kind of stuff. You need to turn your microphone on, Lacey. All right, Maria, in the chat room. Now understand something. I've sent these people a message. So to the people in the participants room, she said 25. She's 25. Okay, good, Leah. You're too old for it. I hear you. You can feel that way, but at 25, you've passed the age of being a stay-at-home wife. Simply put, you've passed the age of being a stay-at-home wife. Now, you can think I'm as wrong as two left shoes, but you're going to have to show me the high-value men you know who marry women consistently over 25 years old and let them be stay-at-home wives. Maria, you're not getting on until you show yourself. I'm telling you that. I don't do the troll shit. So you're going to have to show yourself or step. And JJ, same thing with you. JJ has not even answered the question. So I'm going to go ahead and remove you. Lace. So here we go. See, and this bothers a lot of women because a lot of women think like this. Well, fine. If I gotta, this is what a lot of women think. If I have to work anyway, why do I need to get married? That's what a lot of women think anyway. That's what a lot of women think anyway. If I have to work anyway, mm-mm. Here we do. Unmute yourself. You people don't know how to. I swear to goodness. Mm-mm-mm, mm-mm-mm. Do do do. All right, let's do this. Unmute yourself. Hello. Unmute yourself. Lacey, I can't hear you. You need to come back out in and come back in. Your audio's not connected. So we'll put you back in the waiting room. Lacey, unmute yourself.
There we go.
All right, let me do this. And we're going to put Maria back in the waiting room. So what I need you to do is I need you to get stationary because you're walking all over the place.
Yep. Okay.
Okay? It makes for a better show. It
Okay.
makes for a better show because you're walking all over the place. Can you just have a seat?
Sure.
So how are you doing?
Doing great.
So what can I do for you? Most women will have to work after
Oh,
marriage.
let me close this. Let me close this door.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 38.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm blessed to see 38. I'm so glad.
Oh,
I
okay.
made
Hold on,
it
hold on, hold on, hold
20.
on, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Good. I just want to make sure we're not over talking one another. Have you ever watched my show?
I just recently got put on your show from my friend O'Shea Duke Jackson.
All right. So, cool. So you're over 38. So you're in no. Are you married?
I'm divorced.
All right. So, what do I have wrong on the topic?
I didn't. I was commenting. I was supporting what you were saying. I didn't think you had anything wrong.
That's just
You
a
sound
question I
pretty
always
right.
ask.
Oh, okay. Um, I wanted to respond to the question about is it worth it to marry, after the prime marriage age if you're not marrying a high value man.
Say the question again, because I don't. I want to make sure. What question did you say?
The question of ladies, is it worth it to just be single if you have to go to work
Oh, okay. Yeah.
or
Go ahead.
right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to respond. Okay. I wanted to tell the ladies like myself that are, older for marriage age that yes, it is worth it to get married. And it is very important to have a husband. And if you don't have a high value husband who makes more than you, it but you're not like mentioned like a 10 or all those young and beautiful and a 10 and you may not be the right weight or all that to be considered a woman who could attract the 90% basically that you were talking about. But as for me as a black woman, it's still very important to have a husband, especially in the times that we're living in
So
now.
how do you
I
know?
met
So how do
O'Sh-
you know O'Shea?
I met O'Shea when I was working as a therapist at San Quentin.
Okay.
I did correctional work for about 12 years with, mostly black men.
Mm-hmm.
And the Black Manosphere and O'Shea, some of the shows that I was actually able to stream inside of San Quentin. And he didn't believe it at first. I had to like hit him like, no, I really work here and we are really listening to your show. And a lot of the Manosphere people got introduced. Well, I introduced them to some of the people who are inside doing podcasts and things like that. So
So
that's how
if you are now you say you're divorced.
I am
How
divorced.
long you been
hmm
divorced?
I've been divorced for about 8 years.
Okay.
It's been
Any
about eight
any
years,
children?
so no children.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
And are you plan on remarrying?
Yeah, I do. I plan on getting married again.
Any prospects?
Yeah, I do. I have a few prospects. Nobody who's like what you would consider a high value
It's not
man,
only
but
high value men. I'm just trying to because
oh
you
yeah,
came on and said that hey ladies, marriage is important
right.
and if you've been divorced for 8 years, okay,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
no kids, so it would
Right.
seem as though there would be a lot easier to get married, especially since there are no kids to be involved.
Mhm. Right. I think where I went wrong was, and that's where I find a lot of value from your perspective on that and some other things, is getting into like a long-term relationship. Sometimes when you're married and divorced, you get married young, you have all the hopes and dreams and stuff, and it doesn't work, and you get divorced. You feel like, oh, the last thing I want to do is get married again. Especially you're fresh out
Well, how
of a
long were you
divorce.
guys
So
married?
I was married for 7 years.
So 15. You got married at 22.
I got married at 24, 23 or 24.
Mm-hmm.
I got married all October, August
So you were
29,
married for
29,
7 years. Did your husband have any children?
right? No, he didn't have any children.
So
No.
okay, well I won't go. That's personal. Um, so if you guys, why'd you guys split?
Um, I, it wasn't a good marriage from the beginning. I was really young. At that time, I didn't have that good training that you're, some of those good things. A lot of us, we only
I get
learn
it,
what our
but
mothers
why'd
are
you
able
split
to
though? But
teach
why'd you
us.
split?
It was infidelity issue.
How many times did you cheat?
No, I was faithful in in the marriage.
I mean, cheating goes both ways, and today women are
Right,
cheating actually
right.
more than men. So
Right. No, I was faithful in the marriage. So
cool.
I went to therapy and everything after that to try to process and work through some of those emotions, which I think is really important for women who may have came out of you know, a negative experience,
Well,
and men who may have came
I
out of
will say this: you work in a prison,
COVID-19 took me out,
but
so I'm
that's where
working
you
from
have
home
been
right now.
working.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing for 12
All right,
years.
I will tell
Right.
you that dude.
Yeah. So my
I've done a
dynamic with
hold
men
on,
changed.
don't talk to me. I've done a show talking about some of the women that men tend to that institutional kind of thing, police, firefight, military tends to run away a lot of guys. That's why I asked if you had any
Mhm.
prospects. Okay, so
Mhm.
you speak
Mhm.
positively of marriage. You sound like you've gone through therapy. What's the holdup?
Um, I think probably some of the fears that I have are being in a relationship that, I mean, understanding that, I may make more money than, someone I date. I think for me with my past, it's just kind of more of a fear of like being used, or
What do you
being
mean?
taken
Okay,
advantage
okay.
of.
Now we're about now. Okay, hold up, hold up.
That's my holdup.
All right. You're what do you do again?
I'm a certified therapeutic rec specialist.
All right. So I gotta ask you, man. At 30, what?
Okay.
8?
38, 38. I'll be
Why do so
39
many of you
November
black women
1st.
be afraid of somebody using your money? Money is a tool to get stuff. So what if somebody uses your money? What you gonna do with it?
Right. No, I mean, I don't have a lot of money.
Well,
So
okay, but
I'm not,
what you said is you're
right.
afraid of. It sounds like you said you're afraid of being somebody using your money.
Of being used. Yeah, not necessarily just like my money because I'm what you would call someone like I guess essential who goes out and works and get out the mud and hustle and
I
do all
get all
that.
that,
But
man.
it's more
But
like my
what's the
time. It's more
okay?
like my time.
But hold on. You were married for 7 years. You're divorced for infidelity. You've been single for 8 years.
No, I haven't been
You've been
single. I was
unmarried
in
for 8 years. That's single.
a married.
That's single.
Okay.
That's single in this country. Unmarried is single.
Okay.
So I get it. You're dating. You got positive things to say, but when it comes right down to it,
Hmm.
I'm still hearing a lot of fear.
Right.
Why?
Um.
I mean, you're telling women the positive, but you speaking from a
Right.
fearful position. So why should they trust you?
Right. You know what? Honestly, I'm the 2020 has been one of those years that changed everybody. And I just personally left the prison working in that type of environment in March. So since then, it's been more of like an awakening, like,
You haven't answered the
wow.
question.
Like, okay, can you repeat the question so I can make sure I answer
You
it
speak
specifically?
positively of marriage and telling women it's something to do,
Mm-hmm.
but yet you're fearful of it. Why should they listen to you?
Mm-hmm. Um, I think women should listen to me. I think I'm one of the women that should listen to me. And I called you because I love the effective communication that you use to bounce ideas back off of people. And
But what I'm
I
still,
embrace
but I
that.
get it, but I hear and I appreciate that. But at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
there's a fear
Mm-hmm.
of marriage. What is it?
Mm-hmm.
And what you've told me is you're afraid of being used. And you mentioned
My
money.
time, yeah, right. But like my time, not necessarily like the money, but the time that goes
Well,
into,
then,
you
okay, well, I
know,
got to be honest, sis, die alone then.
oh, that's harsh.
Well, that's true because I mean I'm trying to be nice, but you got a lot
No,
you
no,
got a
I
lot
hear
hold on
you.
you got a lot of word soup going on, and I'm like, all right, it sounds like a lot of psychobabble. At the end of the day, man, if you were married and your husband cheated on you, it was bad. Okay, it was over. You move forward. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
hold other
Right,
men responsible for what your ex-husband did, and you're talking about how
right.
positive marriage is, but yet you're not
Yeah.
talking about it
No,
in a positive.
I want to get married.
Well, what's
You
the
know,
holdup? I asked you, did you
I
have any
want to,
prospects?
I do. Well, he hasn't proposed, you know.
Or
I'm
maybe he
not,
hasn't proposed because you still speak of it in a fearful kind of way.
hmm, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not hearing that. I
I
mean,
mean, I'll definitely consider that. But yeah, he hasn't proposed, but he's showing all the signs and,
all
you
right,
know,
but you're
he's
showing all
all
the
that.
signs of a woman that I wouldn't propose to because you said first thing I asked is what's the holdup? You said I
Hmm.
don't want to be used, and you start kind
Right.
of stream of consciousness talking about maybe
Hmm.
making more money than a dude. Is the dude you're talking about that's showing all the signs? Do you make more money than him?
Yeah, I make more money than him.
All right, then why you
Hmm.
make okay? Then why? Why are you dating? Why are you dating a guy that you make more money than?
Uh,
If being used for your money is an issue, why are you
right.
dating him?
Well, because those are the men that,
I can't hear that. I can now see. Hold on, no, I can't hear that. No, basically, see, this is what we hear a lot from black women. Well, I only pick from the guys who are around me, and then you fault the guys for being who they are.
oh, I don't fault him for being who
I
he is.
say
I love
black
him.
women. I said black
Oh,
women.
okay.
Okay,
Okay. I
if
can only
you're
speak for me. I can
okay,
only
well,
speak
if
for me.
he's okay, if you don't want to be you, if you got a fear of money being an issue in the marriage because you make more than a man, that's what you said.
Right.
Then to alleviate that, it will seem smart that you would only date men who make more than you. Then that would
Um,
take that issue off the table, right?
that would.
Okay, can you get those guys?
I can't, brother. I
You
can't, brother.
you can or
Look,
cannot.
I cannot. I'm 38.
Well, and
Body
that's
age.
why I
Oh,
said, oh, oh
it's not
man,
all what
that's
it
why
used
I
to
said,
be.
oh, Jesus at the beginning, because so many black women think they still should get, look, you're going to have to get a guy who's making less than you
Right.
uh, if you make more than the average bear. See how this goes? It's like,
I
well,
see.
you're telling
I
young
see.
ladies, yeah, men are valuable, but all you talked
Mhm.
about was the risk is involved with men. You haven't said anything about the value of men. It's just cheating,
Oh no,
use.
no.
Where's the
The
use?
value, the protection that men provide, the love that men provide, the nurturing and the guidance that men
What's the
provide
longest
for
relationship
their
you've been in outside of your marriage? What's the longest relationship
uh
you've been in after your divorce?
after my divorce, my longest relationship was another 7 years, about 6 years, six, seven
And why
years.
didn't you
I got
guys get
into
married?
Why did we not get married?
Hmm.
I wanted to get married. Probably about a year later, like a year after dating,
Why didn't
into
you all get
dating.
married?
Um, we did. He didn't want to get married. He didn't want to get married,
So why'd
and
you
I
stay?
thought
Why'd you stay for another 6 years?
I made a mistake.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
the
now it's starting
judgment
to
and
make sense.
error.
So now it's starting to
Right.
make sense. The
Okay.
apprehension
Mhm.
is you pick poorly,
Mm.
and that's fine. Who's helping you vet these men since your track record of picking men is not so good?
No one. I don't.
That's another
I don't.
problem.
Okay. Okay. That's
So
something I
so
could
I'm trying. What
definitely
I'm trying to get you
change.
to understand is when you came in as a 38-year-old woman telling women
Right.
that all these things, and I'm like, these
Mhm.
women are going to ask these questions of older women because a
Right.
lot of older women have steered younger women in the wrong way. But you're not
Mhm.
talking. You're talking about marriage as a global concept, as a like it would be nice, but in practicality,
Mhm.
relationship, um, it therapy is good, but if you're still picking,
Hello.
I'm still here. If you're still picking guys who don't,
Okay.
if therapy is good, but if you're still, you have a choice. If you are with
Mhm.
somebody who doesn't want to get married,
Mhm.
leave them. But just like I asked you, why are
Mhm.
you dealing with a guy who makes less than you now? And you gave me a reason. Well, these are the guys. You act like you have no agency in this.
Mhm.
And that's where I
Okay.
push it back against for so many women. You have agency. Your life,
Can I?
hold on, ma'am. I'm just trying to get you to
Okay.
understand. You said you were
Okay.
after your marriage, you were in a 7-year
Mhm.
relationship. 1 year
Mhm.
into it, you knew you wanted to get married. He didn't. You
Mhm.
stayed for another six
Mhm.
years.
Right.
Your fault. Then,
That is my fault.
then,
Mhm.
then I talked about being married at this age, and you said, well, one of the issues is possibly making more money and da da da, which directly leads back to the guy you say is sending you signals that he wants to get married, but it's going to be problematic.
Mm.
And when you talk, it's like you talk in this stream of consciousness, and it just and I'm like, no, men are structured, logical, and now I'm actually showing
Mhm.
you. In less than 5 minutes, I've given you a pretty simple through line of your relationships. You don't
Mhm.
pick well, and that's fine. You need somebody helping you sort through this stuff. First and foremost, you need to understand what it is you need from a man, not what you want from men, and
Mhm.
get that. And that has nothing to
Okay.
do with, at your age, it has very little to do with income or anything else like
Mhm.
that because you're almost 40 years old. Marrying
True.
for love don't happen at your age. Marrying for love don't happen at your age. You marry for
Okay.
practical reasons at almost 40 years old. No
Mm.
butterflies, no putting it down, no breaking your back. You marry for somebody to change your diaper and shoot your insulin and shit like that.
Not the insulin, not the shit.
Well, because I mean, what's he gonna get? He's gonna get a woman who works in a prison. That ain't sexy.
I know,
You're
but
around a bunch
yeah,
of
I
hardened goddamn
retired.
criminals all the time, and I don't know many strong alpha males kind of who want a woman who does that. 'Cause that's
Mhm. Well,
problematic in itself.
Right. Well, I changed. So I'm 100% self-employed now. COVID pushed
Good.
me to it. So, right. So that's a blessing, and was able to keep my same income and all that. So I
Good.
want to move to I want to move to Houston, Texas,
Good.
and just start over.
Well, starting over, but start with the end in mind. The things you have going for you are you have no kids. And you sound like you have an
Hmm.
attitude for marriage, but it sounds like you pick scrubs. And you're and
So
here's
so
the
when you
harsh part. Back, hold on.
okay,
Are you ready? Can you
okay,
grab the seat a little bit?
okay,
All relationships are reflective.
right.
We
So
pick
I'm
what
also
we
a scrub.
are.
I'm also a scrub.
I didn't. You got some. There will be some scrub like. If you weren't okay.
Some
If you
scrub like
okay, man. Okay, man.
tendency.
Let's take let's take something of value. If you really valued your time and
Right.
everything else, when you know you wanted
Hmm.
to get married in year one,
Right.
you wouldn't have wasted 6 more years waiting for this guy if you actually felt like your
Yeah.
value was higher than it really was.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right.
I agree with you absolutely. And part of, my recovery was getting out the prison where it's like every day is like a time machine, like it's Groundhog Day. And them 6 years went by like this,
Well, but the
you
thing
know?
is that hurts a lot of black women because you look in the mirror, you feel like you still look the same as you did in your 20s, but you're almost 40. But thank you
Now
calling in,
I don't
sis.
feel like I look the same. Thank you.
Appreciate you calling in. Later.
Bye bye. Thank
All
you.
right. Shout out to the caller. Maria, you're here. Finally. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Hello.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, have you called in before?
No, this is the first time.
Okay, go ahead. What can I do for you?
Yes. I was hearing about your perspective saying that women are, you can easily find a man to marry you from the age of 18 to
I did not say
25.
easily. Oh, I know who you are. Okay, let's go. Go ahead. Let's go ahead and do this.
So what I'm saying here,
All right, come on, Miss Feminist.
maybe,
Come on, Miss Feminist. That shit didn't work on Donovan Sharp. It ain't gonna work on me either.
no,
It's
I'm
not
not a
gonna work on me.
feminist.
If you didn't have a good time with Donovan, you're not gonna have a good time with me.
Come, you are being hostile. You're not even
I'm
letting
not
me
being
speak.
hostile. I'm just being direct.
Yes, you
Okay,
are.
lady, let me
You
tell you something
are.
right now. I'm not being hostile. I'm being direct. If you're gonna use the words, use them
Okay.
appropriately.
Okay, so you can have some type of politeness as I'm
I'm
entering your
having politeness,
show.
man, but I'm not gonna have you condescend to me. First off, you came
I'm
in and you said it incorrectly. I didn't say what you said. So let's do this. Let's start over. What did you think that you heard I said? What did you think I said?
You say that the women after the age of 25 or 20 something, they are, you know, they cannot have the ability to secure a man that can let them stay at home after, having children.
That's not what I
And
said. That's not what I said. That's your interpretation. That's not what I said. But go ahead.
yes. So I believe that your teaching somehow kills women's hope because it is possible indeed for a female after the age of 25 secure a high value man.
Okay. No.
I
Let's
don't know,
hold on. Let's define secure. What do you mean by secure?
being married, marry him,
Okay. And how old are
being
you?
his wife. I'm 27.
How old is your husband?
I'm single. I'm in a relationship, but I'm
But
not
you're not
married.
secured.
No, for
Right.
option.
Right. So what does your husband do for a living?
He's not my husband. He's a boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
He's a CEO.
Right.
Yeah,
He's a
he's a
CEO. Great.
CEO.
But what? Okay.
Yes.
So, how long have you been with your fiance?
I think 1 year and 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a fiance.
No, he's a boyfriend. He's
Okay.
a
A year and
boyfriend.
2 months. Okay. Do you want to marry him?
I don't know because he don't want to have kids. So
Do you
it's
want to have
something that I'm
children?
kind of yes, in the future.
So you know you want to have children, but you're still with a man who doesn't want to have them. Aren't you?
Because he
Hold
might
on, man.
change his
Hold
mind.
on, ma'am. Aren't you kind of destroying your hopes for children?
Maybe yes, maybe
Maybe,
not.
maybe. No, no, ma'am. You know you want to have children. You know he does not, and you've been with him for
Mhm.
14 months. Aren't you destroying your own hope for children?
But I can convince him. I can change his
Oh,
mind.
exactly. So you can convince a CEO to change his mind on children. Has he been married before? Does
Yes,
he have
and
any
things
children?
went. No, he
All
do not.
right.
He don't
All
have.
right. He does not have any children. So his wife could not convince him to have kids, but you think his girlfriend can. All right. Next point. If he was not a CEO, would you still be with him?
Absolutely
You
yes. He
would. So
has
if he
amazing
drove Uber,
qualities.
if he drove Uber, you would be there.
Not that low as well.
Oh, okay. So
Let's be reasonable.
there is an economic bottom floor that you will be willing to accept.
Exactly, because
Right.
I
Because you understand,
because
I get it. So, ma'am, I'm telling women the realities that you've just laid out, and even you're willing to accept them. So, how am I destroying women's hopes when you're willing to accept them in your life?
what I'm saying here is that when you put these, tragic ends for women who are on above the age of,
No, no, ma'am. It's not
27, 30,
tragic. It's statistical, ma'am. They're just facts. It's not tragic.
because okay, let me tell you about the high value people that I know
No, no,
here
ma'am. I
in
don't want to know
Europe
about the high value people you know. I like to keep it
in
no, ma'am. No,
general.
ma'am. No, ma'am. See, I don't. You can't. You called to talk to me about what I said. I don't want to talk about the people
Yes,
you don't know. All I need to know about is you. Are you a high value woman?
of course I
So
am.
why are you with a man who does not want to make you his wife?
He asked me to marry him, but the fact that he
Hold
doesn't
on,
want to
ma'am.
have kids, I
Hold
kind
on,
of,
ma'am. He actually proposed to you. He
yes,
dropped to one knee in public and dropped and gave you a ring of significant heritage and asked you to be
was
his
not in
wife.
public, was not in
Oh,
public,
okay.
was
Of course
between
not.
me, my
Of course
his
not. It wasn't in
family,
public. Of course it wasn't in public.
his
Of
mom,
course not. It wasn't in public. Never is. And what month was this, ma'am?
his mother, his
Hold on, ma'am. You've been
father,
together
and
14 months. You've been
my
together
parents
14. You
as
can't
well.
talk over me, ma'am. I will mute you.
Yes.
And what month did he propose to you without a ring in public?
Was on the eight after we kind of turned like 8 months
So,
of
okay,
relationship. He yes,
8 months.
yeah.
He proposed to you without a ring and not in public. And you said what?
No, he proposed me with a ring in front of his family.
Okay, well, okay. And you said what?
Yes. I say I'm not sure exactly,
Oh, okay.
because
You
I
said you're
he
not
told me
sure, but
from the
then
beginning
you said you're not sure, but you're still there 6 months later.
because I think people can change. He changed so many things in this relationship
Hmm.
that he was not willing to change. So I think this what might
So,
be something else that he might later realize that maybe he needs to have kids in his life
right.
because
So again, a man who's a CEO, and how large is the
yeah,
company that he runs?
it's a company that makes about 30 million euros
No,
a
no, no.
year.
But how many
So
employees?
I think it's about 500
So you mean to tell me?
if
So
we
you
don't
mean to
count the
tell? So
international
excuse me, ma'am.
ones.
Excuse me. So you mean a man who runs a company of 500 people and has to make decisions for 500 people can't make decisions for
Yeah.
his own life? I think he knows what he wants. That's why he's in
That doesn't
charge.
mean
No,
anything.
no,
Just
no,
because a
no,
man
no,
is
ma'am, no, ma'am,
successful
no,
on
ma'am, no, ma'am,
his
no, ma'am. See, you said he could change his mind. He could, but CEOs are leaders for a reason. He has a direction he's going, and that's why he gets the big bucks. But yet you think you're going to get him to change, and the woman that he married didn't get him to change. I have a better question for you though. Would you
yes,
advise young ladies to do what you're doing?
absolutely not because my way
Oh,
of
okay.
thinking, my way of
So that's good. At
operating is
least we're on the same
different.
page with that. You would not advise young
Yeah,
ladies to do what you're doing.
yeah.
Go ahead. Tell them what's wrong with what you're doing.
Yes. I think that right now I'm in a stage of, kind of waiting, maybe more 4 months to see how things are going to evolve. And if he says like, I really don't want to have children, I want to be like a child-free man, and then I might, go find someone who have the same goals as me in the future. So
So, if I
yeah,
recall correctly, when you were going back and forth with Donovan, you, if I'm correct, I thought you said you have
yeah,
high value men around you. You know high value men.
yes,
So why are you
of
dealing with this
course.
person who does not want what you want if you have other options?
Because there is something called, for some people, the financial thing is the most important thing. Financial people who have a lot of
So I
money, you
get
can
it.
have
So
that.
he has enough money.
He
So hold on.
has no
So he has enough
you
money. So he has enough money to get you to waste your womb time.
no, he has other
No,
qualities as a
ma'am. That's no,
person.
ma'am. He doesn't have those qualities if he was driving Uber. You said that. At
No,
the end
you
of
are
the day,
no,
ma'am. What?
let's
At the end of the day,
you
ma'am.
asked me about the high
At
value
the
men
end
that
of the
I
day.
know,
At the
and
end of the.
him.
At the end of the day, ma'am. You have proven my point. You would not even advise women to do what you're doing. Ladies, listen to what your godfather has been telling you. I have no dog in the fight to try to hurt you. But this woman came in and even justified and made the point through her own life. Over a certain age, you don't have as much leverage as you think you do. And you're not going to get a high value man to change. He is who he is and he says what he says. You're not going to convince him to all of a sudden decide to want to have kids if he doesn't want. You have a choice. Remember when I said to that other young lady, high value men don't tell you what to do. They just say, this is what I will and I won't be willing to accept. It's up to this woman to decide whether or not she wants to stay or leave. Go
But
ahead.
I think you now let me, take it talking my points because you are more
Well,
focusing being right instead of being
because I'm
debated.
not letting you talk your points because I'm running my show. It's not about you. See, you're coming over here for attention. That's why you're looking in the comment section versus having a conversation. I'm not even looking in the comment section. But I'll tell you what. Here's what we do for women like you. You can go ahead and have the last word. Go ahead and have the last
I
word.
just think that the way you kind of operate, the
Yeah,
way
the
you
way I
kind of
kind of
operate is
operate.
a little
I
bit,
get it. Yep.
it's
It did not work on Donovan Sharp, and you darn sure weren't going to make it work on me. I know who you are, and I gave you an opportunity, and you still said it. No, I would not advise a woman to do what I'm doing, yet you're still doing it. No one needs to listen to you. That in and of itself is all anyone needs to hear, especially women. That's why I have women coming back over here night after night because they're tired of this same inane psychobabble BS that comes out of so many women's mouths when they can look at the evidence of these women's lives and say, why should anyone listen to you? She's with the man because he has money. Fine. But he told her what it is. I'm not having kids. And she's still there. See, that's what I'm talking about, gentlemen. This is why you want to become a high value man. Because when you make a line, they'll dance. Do you think he would have the kind of power, influence, or whatever to get a woman to decide to stay and wait and try to play the waiting game if he was not high value? High value men have options and leverage. So that's why I said, gonna come in and talk about my boyfriend. You're telling women there's no shot again. And ultimately I said, there's no shot. You don't have a husband. He's been married once. He's been married twice. And he didn't make either one with you. Doo-doo. Unmute yourself.
I'm I just don't.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So with that with that idea that most women won't have that they will have to work. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so what's the takeaway for women in terms of high value men?
I don't understand your question.
Okay, so if high value men comprise like about like what 3 to
Roughly 10%
five
of the
percent of the,
population.
yeah. So if that's the case, then wouldn't it like stand to reason that if that's the numbers that like most women will have to work?
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay, I'm still not understanding what you're asking. Can you just ask the question you want to know?
So my question is that so if that's the case, then it seems like most men are like holding the cards in that regard. Then I would like imagine that you would have to
Lady,
most
can
people
you
would have to
answer a
just.
direct question? I'm really trying to be patient here, ma'am. What is
I'm
the?
sorry, I'm sorry. Just meet people where they are. Meet people where they are.
Are you watching the comment section on YouTube? Because
No, I'm not.
okay, well,
I know
please try
that's
to
like a.
form a coherent sentence. I've tasted 2 minutes. You're 28 years old, and are you asking about high value men? Are you asking about women? What is it you're asking?
I'm asking that if you know that if you know that there's a certain segment of your population that it seems like you're directed towards and is very small, then wouldn't you think that you would like make it more
Who are you talking about? Me?
broad? Yeah.
Why the fuck are you worried about what I do? What I'm doing is working just fine. You're 28, and you're here.
Yeah.
Are you married?
I'm not married.
Do you want to be married?
I do want to be married.
How many children would you like to have?
I would like to have like 2 kids.
2 kids. Good. Did you go to college?
I did.
Good. Did you get a master's or PhD or?
Just a bachelor's.
All right. What's the longest relationship you ever had?
4 years.
4 years. How tall are you?
5'4".
Dress size?
6, 8. It's 8.
And how much did you weigh at your last weigh-in?
165.
You're laughing because you know you're lying.
I know that it's like I'm an 8. I
No,
said
you're not.
6.
You're larger than. I mean, again, ma'am, I'm an image consultant. So, see, you spent 4 or 5 minutes going around the question, asking me about why don't I do something on my show, and the question is, why can't you find a husband? That's the more pertinent question now, isn't it? Especially for you.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just ask that instead of trying to point it at me? Because women like yourself always got to try to beat around the bush and make it something else. Why can't you find a husband? Especially if you were with a man for 4 years. Why didn't y'all get married?
Are you being rhetorical or are
No,
you
I'm being serious.
legitimately
If you were with
asking me
somebody
that?
for 4 years, it's a pretty long time. Why didn't y'all marry?
It just didn't work out.
That doesn't make no, ma'am. You're a grown college. You're a college educated woman. Please do better.
Yeah.
It did not work out. Meaning what? Did you break it off or did he break it off?
Yeah,
Who left?
broke it off.
You broke it off with him. Why?
I thought I could do better.
Exactly. And what would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? Just your face. You can't use 7.
Physically?
Yeah,
Ooh.
physically.
For my 28-year-old self?
No, I'm
Or-
talking about your 28-year-old self.
Well, I'm not as cute as I used to be, so I'd give myself about a. I know you like to use this word. I give myself an adjustable 6.
No. Adjustable 6
I
don't have a
would.
problem getting on camera.
Well, I'd prefer not to, because sometimes you like pan to the
I just want
camera,
to
and
make
I
sure the
prefer
people aren't lying. That's all. But you've lied to me several times already.
Well, I wouldn't say I've
Oh,
lied.
I would. See, that's the thing. Most women don't like to say they lie, but they lie often. You lied about your weight. You lied about your dress size.
Well, no, I didn't necessarily.
All right, man. But
lie
here's the
about
net
it. I
net
just-
of it. The net of it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be as nice as possible. 4 years,
Yes, sir.
and you thought you could do better. Why?
I did. I thought I
Why?
could do better.
What did he-
No, I'm copying to that.
But
I
what
did.
did
I
he?
thought I
Okay,
could
but
do
what
better.
did he do for a living?
He was indecisive. He
What
deferred
did he
to his
do for a
friends a lot.
living?
I'm sorry.
What did he do for a living?
Oh, for a living. I'm sorry. He was a regional director for a fast food company.
A regional director for a fast food. A regional manager or a regional director?
Director.
Right. Did he earn more than you?
A lot more.
And what do you do for a living?
I work in customer service.
Like a call center?
Yeah.
Oh, are you trolling me?
I promise I'm not. Like,
So
no,
let me
I'm
get this
serious.
right. You're overweight customer service agent.
What? Oh, I wouldn't say.
I don't care what you would say. I'm the professional image coach. Look, ma'am, if you're not 120 pounds, you're overweight for your height.
Yeah.
And you had a regional director so he was definitely making over 6 figures.
Well, no. He's making that now. When we were dating, he wasn't.
So you, so good for him. So pay attention, everybody. Average black woman leaves a 4-year relationship because she thinks she can do better, and she's average AF. Good for you, brother. Hope you work at a Sonic or White Castle or whatever. Do you have cat insurance, ma'am?
Why do you always have to defer to that? I don't like cats.
Danger zone!
Oh God.
Because, ma'am, I'm trying to be, because this is kind of crazy. I did a video about women like you. You've likely already met your guy and you blew it. You didn't say he did anything wrong. You just thought you could do better. Why? You sound
I'm admitting to that. Like,
but the thing is, my
that.
question is the why. You're a customer service agent. I mean, it's not like you're a high-powered jet set power player. You're average looking and you're overweight. Why did you think you could do better?
Well, at the time, he wasn't where he was. This is where he is now.
Right.
And at that
but he
time,
was
I
sitting on the
wasn't.
couch doing nothing.
Sir,
He was sitting on the couch doing nothing.
he was working his way up.
Exactly. And like far too many black women, you don't want to wait.
I'm copping to that.
Good.
I'm copping to
Well,
that.
good. And karma has a way. So is he married yet?
He's not married yet.
Are you guys still in contact with one another?
Not really. Really, but not really.
Right. So what should you be telling women instead of asking me about broadening my, sounds like he was the guy right in my target area. But instead of asking me about broadening, what should you be telling women? Don't be like me.
No. Now that I will. Now that is.
But that's not what you
where,
came on here talking about. You came on here questioning, again, you came on here questioning a man.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I did.
And this is the
Sir.
sad state that even a black woman like yourself can look at a man who's arguably older than you and successful and still think, I need to explain myself to you.
Well, not necessarily that you have to explain yourself to me,
yes,
but
you did.
you have a
yes, you did. Hey, only 10% of the men fit in this category. So instead of talking to the 10% of men, don't you think it would be a better idea if you broaden it out? No, I'm talking to the 10% of men that 90% of women want. And this is the same reason you fucked your life up, because you thought you should get one that was higher than the one you got. The irony. The very market that I talked to is what you thought you should get when he was on his way up, but you couldn't wait.
Well, that's not necessary.
But you couldn't wait. You can't overtalk me. You can unmute yourself, but you cannot overtalk me.
Well, I apologize. That wasn't my goal to overtalk you.
Have you had therapy?
No.
What's the holdup?
I don't think I need therapy.
Oh, you don't? You were with a man for 4 years and you dumped him strictly because you thought you could do better.
Well, I was being transparent with you.
That's good though, but I'm glad you're being transparent, but do you think that was a right-headed decision?
I'm clearly not thinking that that's a right-headed decision.
So if it's not a right-headed decision, that means your head's not right.
Well, just because
if it's not a right-headed, see, this is another thing. Black folks resist going to see. Black women often will talk about black men. This is a woman who said, "I had a winner. He's a winner now, and he was with me for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, but I threw him away because I thought I could do better in the open market than the winner I had. And instead of going to figure out why." In my mind, this makes sense because Becky wouldn't have thrown it away. Marlene Marisol, I knew, would have kept their winning ticket. But a black woman threw it away, and she doesn't think that she needs to go figure out why that is.
I mean, when you put it that way.
You mean when I put it the truthful? When I tell the truth?
Well, I mean,
it's the truth. So, ma'am, how many prospects do you have currently? Who are you dating right now?
I wouldn't call them prospects. I would call them just...
They're just the cock carousel?
Sir?
Are you physically intimate with any of these people? No one can see you, ma'am. You've already spilled the tea.
Sir?
You've already told the truth. Don't stop now.
Well, honestly, I'm physically intimate with one of them.
Exactly. So you're just running up your numbers. And you have no prospects. So at 28, and you want to be married, and you want to have 2 kids, at what age do you think you need to start gathering another prospect?
Well, I already know that I need to be get serious about things.
Oh, yeah. But that would require, some therapy. And the guy that you're intimate with now, is he a regional director at a fast food concern?
He's not. You're making me feel bad.
He's
not.
I'm just asking you. No. What does he do? What car wash does he work at?
Oh, God.
Does he make more money than you?
He does make more money than me.
Oh, okay. But you're customer service, so that ain't hard to do. I'm saying all this stuff because we need more people to start telling black women the direct truth.
No, so that's why I agree with you, Mr. Samuels. I wish that
I understand, but I wish you would have came on here and said, "Hey, young ladies, listen, don't do what I did." Instead of questioning me, that's where you ran afoul. Instead of coming on here and saying, "Ooh, I made some screwed up choices. I had a black man that was with me 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 4 Christmases, 4 Thanksgivings, 4 New Year's, 4 Valentine's Days, 4 birthdays, and I threw him the fuck away because I thought I could do better. And now he is better off than he was, and I saw him on that path, but that wasn't good enough." Instead of telling black women, don't do this, there are plenty of good black men out here. I had one for a long time, and he didn't dump me. He didn't cheat on me. He didn't abuse me. He didn't go to Becky. I threw his ass away, and I'm an average looking overweight customer service rep. I fucking won, but it wasn't good enough. That's what I would rather you say instead of coming on here questioning me about what I do on my show.
I will continue.
Shout out to the caller. Thank you for being honest. But I had to go there. Understand what she said. 28. 4 years. She should have been at 4 years in. They should have been married with kids by now. Customer freaking service. 5'4", 170, 80 pounds. She should have been married by now. Any other race, folks would have been like, you won, sis. Regional director of fast food, that's a hell of a title. But no, instead of saying, she said it, I thought I could do better. What is better? Average, looking, overweight, and won. But that still wasn't good enough. And I am going to drive it home every time I hear a woman say this. So more you young ladies and more you women can hear, black men are not failing in mass. Yeah, there's a lot that can be improved, but when a brother is doing the right things, still, does he win like he could or should? Nope. How many times have you heard women on this show say, I've thrown back the winning lottery ticket. I've gotten rid of it. I couldn't. And what are we supposed to say? It's okay, sis. Nope, I won't. All right. Adjustable 6. I mean, I do appreciate that she called in and was telling the truth. And I will give her all the credit in the world for being honest. But versus the previous caller who was being disingenuous. See, it's women that have her mindset who think you're telling women this, you're telling women that, you're being too harsh. Newsflash. Just like the man you're waiting for, men of standards, men who know what they want are very direct. And they don't have to talk the way you think they should talk. You accept it from your boyfriend and you sit there and you do what he asks you to do and you're not even getting what you want. At least I'm trying to help people over here get something that they want. Young ladies, I don't take anything away. I won't take anything back that I said. 18 to 22, the best time to get this done. 23 to 24, after college, you need to really be focusing on trying to consolidate on the highest value man you can get if you didn't find him, because you don't want to get 25 plus. Talking about high value this, high value that, it doesn't work that way. High value men don't marry women over a certain age, especially having kids. They reserve that for younger women. I didn't make the rules. And yes, you may be able to go out and find one person here or one person there, but in general, this is how it goes. So, all right, but no matter what I say, somebody's gonna find fault with it. So, I'm gonna keep on saying what I say because it seems to be working pretty dadgum effectively. All right, so here we go. 9 out of and. The part that we didn't get to is 9 out of 10 women are going to have to work. And see, I know a lot of women don't like that. Why? If I gotta work after I get married, what's the point? Well, I would say this. Go figure out what you need from a man. It's not up to me. It's for you to go figure out what men are to you in your life. And sadly, for so many modern women, mankind has civilized the world in general, made it as comfortable right now to where a lot of you ladies feel like you only need a man for his wallet and for a sexual release. And if that's what you reduce men to, how unfortunate. Because there will come a time in life where sex will not be the primary concern. It's always going to be up there, but there are so many other things that you need somebody for in life. Human beings get together because a partner chronicles and charts your life. Somebody who sit back and say, I experienced this with him. What's the alternative? And when I say either you decide to get with a man that's suitable and move forward or die alone, how many of the women that I've talked to sound like they're on the path to long-term? How many of the women I've talked to today sound like they're on a path to lifelong partnerhood off into the sunset? Versus how many of them sound like they're on the path towards single burial plot, please. Don't even give me that. Just cremate me and sprinkle me in the air. All right. So thank you for everybody that called in. The numbers are still the same. The higher up you go, the more options you have as a man. We're going to give like the Ike song again.
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will not.
All right, I gotta upload the video from yesterday because I had to take it down because the copyright stuff with YouTube. I would love to get that cleared so I can play that reggae song. That's dope. Thank you for calling in. Thank you to the callers. You know, you guys are good sports. You know. And yes, here's the thing. Going forward, I figured out a way. I got a screening system, so now if you want to call in, cool, call in. I think this show is overall doing some good. There's a little bit of humor. There's a little bit of harsh truth. But overall, I think it's becoming pretty dadgum effective. So thank you to everybody that called in. Thank you for everybody that called in. Thank you so much. Tomorrow night, again, I'm still trying to figure out how to do this one show to talk about this. I don't even want to say the topic. So cool. Sounds like nobody qualified for a high value man. Well, let me say this. Can you qualify for a high value man if you're not a young woman? Yes. But again, some high value men, like the second to the last caller. See, if that woman did not want children, sounds like she would be on off married in life. Some high value men don't want kids. They want a beautiful woman who is cultured, sophisticated, and looks great on their arm to live a jet set kind of lifestyle. A lot of C-level guys want that because they're not looking to be. Look here, man. A lot of guys, not a lot of guys, but there's a I would say about 20% of guys out here just don't want kids because kids change things. You have a hot wife, but after you have a kid, that's somebody's mama. And there are men out here who'll be like, no, I want to be able to have a beautiful woman to where we can decide we're going to go to Paris for lunch. In New York, we're going to fly to London for a show pre-COVID. I know that sounds weird, but there are people like that. And unfortunately, if you are an attractive woman, especially in the years between 18 and 35, that woman has to give up having children forever. And that is an extremely high price to pay for women. And I don't think a lot of men understand a woman's biological urge. When that biological clock starts ticking, a lot of women go on autopilot because we're wired to reproduce. So what happens? You will find women who are in that 29 or 28 to 37 range who may just say, forget it. I don't want to have kids. We'll adopt. We'll be pet parents. And as long as they're being honest, because there's some women who don't want to have kids. That Tina model, when I said, Hillary, Tina, and Angie, Tina never wanted kids. There are some Tinas that just don't want kids. But the odds of finding a woman who doesn't want kids and a guy a high value man who doesn't want kids, that's like finding a needle in space. More likely than not, she wants kids, and so does he, and they're coming together to make some sort of, family, i.e. a legacy. So that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. All right, folks. Thank you guys for joining in. We're back to the Monday through Friday. Since you guys said you wanted it, we're going to try to cut the shows off by midnight. So we're going to wrap this thing up until the next time. You guys know how this thing goes. Until the next time. Peace. We are gone. Be watching for the definition of a high value man video to drop.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No.
Hopefully this sound is lower so I can talk over this more effectively. Thank you to the patrons that make this show possible. If you want to join the movement, you want to help support the show, join me over on Patreon at kevinrsamuels.com. Thank you guys for making this show possible. Patreon video will drop either Thursday or Saturday. If you don't follow me on IG, you're missing out. Join me on IG. Join me in the frat room where I go live almost every day. Videos that are behind the scenes on IG Live. When they're up, they're up. When they're gone, they're gone. But more importantly, email your show ideas to info@bykevinsamuels.com or go to bykevinsamuels.com, go to the scheduling tab, and check out and pick your virtual consultation, your personal advice, your corporate or career advice, your interpersonal communication. Or if you don't really know which one of those things fit, just go book your customized hour and we'll figure it out. Select your date, select your time, go ahead and check out, we'll get it done. Respect my inbox. Let me run some I enjoy tonight's show better. Thank you, Millie. Maybe sing my own segment. We'll see, bro. All right, folks. Until next time. Peace out.